Chicago is taking the kid who was born in Chicago. Matas Buzelis out of the G League Ignite, 6'8", 209-pound forward, 7th overall recruit in 2023, according to 24/7 Sports. Basketball runs in his blood. Both of his parents played professional basketball in their native Lithuania, and both of his grandfathers were professional basketball players. The grade for Matas Buzelis to the Chicago Bulls is what, Adam Finkelstein?
This is a B+ to me. He is a player with a wide range of outcomes, but there was a high probability that he was off the board much earlier than this. In fact, he was getting traction as a top 5 pick. With his size and the versatility of his skill set, he's not quite the shooter that some people advertised early on in this draft cycle, but he's not an incapable shooter. He's got some playmaking ability off the dribble. With him, it comes down to buying into defensive competitiveness. If he's committed to playing on both ends of the floor, he's going to be a very good player because talent is undeniable for Matas.
Yeah, with Buzelis, Fink and I talked about it on the On College Basketball podcast earlier in the week. It depends on what do you imagine him as a shooter, because I think a lot of people, myself included, have noted that he shot it well as a high school senior, shot it terribly with G League Ignite. As Fink would tell you, yeah, that's senior year of high school. That happened. Those stats are real. But before that, he didn't shoot it well.
That was the outlier.
He didn't shoot it. And so to Fink's point, the outlier was the good shooting season, not the bad shooting season. So, at this point in the draft, he makes sense. A lot of people had him going much higher than this. 5th to Detroit was in a lot of mock drafts. So you're getting value relative to what a lot of evaluators thought was a reality for him. But if he ends up not being a shooter, then you got a problem.
You guys remember Andre Karolinko?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who this kid is.
So Bulls fans should be somewhat excited.
He doesn't want to guard.
Yeah, but I think he's going to end up being a really good defender.
Okay.
But it's all about the heart.
That's right.
A lot of times, do you have the capability? Yes. This kid's capable. I would have been happy with this kid being a top 7 pick. I think he has that type of talent, but we're not questioning his talent or his upside, but it's the tenacity.
100%.
It's, the determination. He needs to show that if he's going to be a consistent pro.
And you would know this better than I, because you've been in those locker rooms, you've coached these men, but sometimes when it's he doesn't want to guard, the counter to that is, well, once you explain to him this is the only way you're going to be able to keep making millions of dollars in your career, then maybe you'll learn to.
And he's a great kid, too. So that's not in doubt.
He comes from a basketball-loving family. Again, both of his parents played professional basketball in his native Lithuania, and now the Chicago kid gets to stay home in Chicago playing for the Chicago Bulls.